The Podcast is a presentation of Arizona Rattlers football.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome into Arizona Rattlers football. Welcome into the Snake Pit, the Phoenix Suns Arena, and we welcome you and everybody here tonight for a big matchup, in-state matchup, that the Arizona Rattlers have getting going for them tonight against the Northern Arizona Wranglers, an expansion team that are still looking to get their feet underneath them and figure out who they are, but they've had some great moments, that's for sure, and they got a big earlier season win against the Tucson Sugar Skulls, and that Tucson team, very talented team indeed. Northern Arizona trying to figure out who they are, and as I bring in my broadcast partner to talk it over, I introduce myself. I'm Floyd Simmons, calling play-by-play tonight here on this broadcast, and I get to do this one with the great one, with a guy that's in the Arizona Rattlers Ring of Honor and a guy that knows a little something about winning indoor football championships. Cedric Bonner, welcome in. How you doing?
Thanks, Floyd. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here in the Snake Pit. This is a great team. It's a great atmosphere, great building. But this team tonight, it's going to be a big question mark for them. If they come out and play Rattler football, not fall into the goals of what's happening with the Wranglers being 1-6, they come out and show their dominance and pose their will from the start. That'll let you know something about this team.
As we get the broadcast going in a few moments, Ced, there are a lot of changes. There are guys who are normally seen in uniform on the field that won't be out there for the Rattlers, and other faces that get to emerge and show what they can do. All of that has to have Coach Guy a little bit concerned, and we'll talk more about all of that as we get this thing rolling in a moment. Folks, welcome in to the Snake Pit. It's Phoenix Suns Arena, and we'll be back in just a moment. We'll get it rolling here for you tonight at the Snake Pit. A big one tonight. It's going to be the Rattlers taking on the Wranglers. Stand by as we get this thing going in just a moment.
Play outside. Play inside. Play in style all summer long. Talking Stick Resort's summer playcation starting at $109 a night with a $25 food and beverage credit. Also, take advantage of great deals at Top Golf, Talking Stick Golf Club, iFly, Octane Raceway, Medieval Times, and much more. Summer playcation at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
Play outside. Play inside. Play in style all summer long. Talking Stick Resort's summer playcation starting at $109 a night with a $25 food and beverage credit. Also, take advantage of great deals at Odyssey, Butterfly Wonderland, Pangea, Mavericks, and much more. Summer playcation at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Rattler Nation, your team is on fire. The Rattlers are poised to strike for another Professional Indoor Football League championship, and they're playing as hot as the Arizona sun. Get your tickets now for the next Rattlers matchup at the Snake Pit, Phoenix Suns Arena, for the hardest hitting, fastest action, and most family fun in professional sports. Tickets are on sale now. Go to azrattlers.com or call 602-514-8274. Buy single game tickets right now at Ticketmaster or go to azrattlers.com.
Welcome back into the Snake Pit, the home of the Arizona Rattlers, Phoenix Suns Arena. This place getting ready to rock here in a little bit. And here's the grand master of the circus, the orchestrator, the head coach, Kevin Guy, the Arizona Rattlers. Coach, welcome in. How you doing?
Hey, thanks, Floyd.
Team ready for a big one today?
Yeah, we should be. We got about 6 guys out. We had some deaths in the family, some sickness, some injuries, but we're pretty deep. We'll be ready to go.
So adjustments obviously have to be made, but one area that you don't want to have to adjust is a guy that's playing at a very high level for you all season, your quarterback, Drew Pell. Talk about where he is right now.
Well, he's a dynamic player. He can beat you throwing it or running it, and the guys around him have been playing a lot better, so obviously his production has went up, but we're very pleased on what he's doing right now and where he's headed.
Coach Guy, let's talk about your defense. And I want to start up front. These guys don't get as much glory as I think they deserve, but they're playing great. Your front line on defense. And let's talk about Nick DeBonzo for a second. What a great job he's been doing, and all those guys across the front.
Yeah, Nick's solid. He was a first-team All-League player for us in 2019. He's come back for his second year after taking a year off after COVID. But, we're pretty deep on the D-line. We can match up with you a lot of different ways. And, I thought the last 2 games we've been playing a lot better as a team. And, it's just about
it happened.
Getting ourselves in a position to, to make a run for the playoffs.
Coach, early loss had you kind of chasing the top dogs.
You did! 2,000 miles away.
We do long-distance moves every day.
Pods does all the driving and so much more.
Need extra help loading? Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
more time. We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it.
Yeah, you did!
Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
I always make sure I have Victus with me wherever I go. Before and after practice, before and after a workout, even before and after I sleep. Victus is the full package when it comes to rest and recovery.
Victus is safe and effective, and that's the most important detail for us. We need our players on the field on game day, and if we're going to continue our winning ways, then Victus will help our players get as close to 100% as possible.
Hey everybody, welcome back in. We are live at Phoenix Suns Arena, downtown Phoenix, for tonight's big matchup for the Arizona Rattlers, taking on, as they will this evening, taking on that Northern Arizona Wranglers club. And let's do this. Let's head down to the field and check in with our sideline reporter who will be with us all evening long. Joe Pequeno joins us now. Hey, Joe. And clearly Joe is Maybe Joe's microphone is looking for a little power to it. We'll find out about that in a moment as we settle back in here at our bird's nest view. Let's look at it that way. Said Bonner, I'm Floyd Simmons, who are on the call tonight, and we get to see almost from it looks like at the top of the field from our vantage point, and we're going to see a great game tonight.
We get to see everything develop, Floyd. This is a great vantage point because you watch the plays unfold. We can see it before everyone else does from the top view. This is why everybody likes the eye in the sky, call it. So we are the virtual eyes in the sky tonight.
Well, you can be able to break it down, that's for sure. We'll check in with Joe Pequeno here in just a couple of moments, everybody, as we get ready for tonight's opening kickoff. Look at this. We're going to get to see Drew Powell and the Arizona Rattlers offense on the field first tonight. They will receive the opening kick in a moment, and look at the change. Just right off the bat, Jared is not back deep fielding the kick, Said.
He's in that second row, though. Everyone's trying to squib kick to keep the ball away from him. He's in the second row.
So maybe he's going to try to get hit with a line drive in the chest, right? Knock it down, pick it up, field the ball, take it back.
He's going to show you good hands, too, when he does it. Kick it 100 miles at him. 100 miles an hour at him. He will grab it out of the air and hopefully get a good return for the Rattlers. So it's a good strategy to put someone else deep. So this way you can actually set up your
It happened. We got the house! You did! 2,000. It happened. We got the house! You did! 2,000 miles away.
We do long distance moves every day.
Pods does all the driving and so much more.
Need extra help loading? Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
more time. We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it.
Yeah, you did!
Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
I always make sure I have Victus with me wherever I go. Before and after practice, before and after a workout, even before and after I sleep. Victus is the full package when it comes to rest and recovery.
Victus is safe and effective, and that's the most important detail for us. We need our players on the field on game day, and if we're going to continue our winning ways, then Victus will help our players get as close to 100% as possible. If we're going to continue our winning ways, then Victus will help our players get as close to 100% as possible.
I always make sure I have Victus with me wherever I go. Before and after practice, before and after a workout, even before and after I sleep. Victus is the full package when it comes to rest and recovery.
Victus is safe and effective, and that's the most important detail for us. We need our players on the field on game day, and if we're going to continue our winning ways, then Victus will help our players get as close to 100% as possible.
Getting the right loan with the best combination of service rates and fees isn't always as easy as pushing a button, particularly for people who don't fit the cookie-cutter approval process. The square pegs, the self-employed, recently divorced, less than perfect credit, steadfast hard workers. At Nova Home Loans, we work hard to deliver real loans to real people living real lives. Nova Home Loans. Together, we've got this.
It happened. We got the house!
You did!
2,000 miles away.
We do long distance moves every day.
Pods does all the driving and so much more.
Need extra help loading?
Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
more time. We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it. Yeah, you did!
Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
I always make sure I have Victus with me wherever I go. Before and after practice, before and after a workout, even before and after I sleep. Victus is the full package when it comes to rest and recovery.
Victus is safe and effective, and that's the most important detail for us. We need our players on the field on game day, and if we're going to continue our winning ways, then Victus will help our players get as close to 100% as possible.
Rattler Nation. Your team is on National Indoor Football League Championship, and they're playing as hot as the Arizona sun. Get your tickets now for the next Rattlers matchup at the Snake Pit, Phoenix Suns Arena, for the hardest hitting, fastest action, and most family fun in professional sports. Tickets are on sale now. Go to azrattlers.com or call 602-514-8274. Buy single game tickets right now at Ticketmaster or go to azrattlers.com.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
We're your neighbors, and we're sports fans, huge fans. So come on over. It's game time. There's plenty of food and everything else we know you love. You choose your favorite games to watch and hear. We're your home for sports, Arizona. So join us today at CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
"37 seconds left with all 3 timeouts for Northern Arizona to possibly have an opportunity to go down and score.
Said I really appreciate that. You picking up the ball right there. We're dealing with an audio issue, and I think we've got it solved. I think we resolved that audio issue. To our audience that are listening and watching on YouTube and watching on LA TV in Phoenix, we are working feverishly behind the scenes to make sure that your experience is what you want it to be. Apologies would not be enough. Certainly on that. 34-6 is our score here at the Snake Pit, the Arizona Rattlers. Well in front right now, and you would expect we'll see plenty of names and faces off the bench coming up in the second half. Here's the high kick from Lacayo, and contact made inside the 5-yard line, well covered by the Arizona Rattlers. Again, on special teams, they made a great special teams play earlier in the game where they recovered a ball in the end zone for a touchdown. There's a marker down here on this play, but again, good coverage by the Rattlers. Part of a full body of performance tonight that has been nothing short of spectacular by the Rattlers.
As you hear the call, holding on the return team. Again, they're going to get Bynum on the call. But listen, when you're a new franchise, you have to come in and work your way through all these little things. These little things, playing with guys. You've got a quarterback that's capable of dominating a game. But you have to get the right pieces around that quarterback, and those pieces have to be bought in. It's such a new franchise, they have not been able to get what they want out of the players, and sometimes that's when you see the waiver wire being hit a lot.
Yeah. But a team like the Arizona Rattlers, Coach will tell you, 27 years of existence. This is a team that is predicated upon putting the right places in place initially and making sure that those guys are developed. And you don't see a lot of that action on the waiver wire. You don't see a lot of transactions taking place on a week-in, week-out basis by the Rattlers, and obviously the proof's in the pudding and the performance on the field. There's a short pickup on that pass play, and it's going to be about a 5-yard gain.
We had what we called the Rattler way. You did things the right way every day in practice, in the community, no matter what you're doing. You did it the Rattler way, and Kevin has taken that to a whole different level. I'll tell you what, this young man right here, Todd Athey.
How about the catch up?
Body.
How about the throw by Verlin Reed and the big play of the game so far for the Wranglers?
And he comes up hobbled, but he's been really good. And Reed starting to dial it up, coming off a 4-touchdown pass game a week ago.
That'll set up first down and goal, and Reed looking to his left, pump fake, and he'll get taken down at the 10-yard line. He's going to fall forward to the 9, and is that DeVonzo once again?
Tell you what, guy's got 10.5 tackles for loss. He has been a monster. Can't have these long
and goal, and Reed looking to
front.
Arizona Rattlers 34, Northern Arizona Wranglers 6.
That's going to take us into halftime, and Nick DeVonzo with the punctuating mark on an incredible first half of play. We got Coach on the field, Coach Kevin Guy, and he's down with Joe Pequeno.
Coach, what can you say? A very dominating first half by your team.
You know, it was, but we had some stupid penalties because we're undisciplined, and we're going to address that tomorrow when we get in the office.
Coach, other than the lack of discipline, can you find any other faults by your team's performance tonight?
No, I mean, we're playing great. You know, we're playing team football, and, you know, we're executing. We just, you know, I don't know where our mindset is. You don't stand over a receiver. You don't pick up a referee's flag. It's just dumb.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for your time. Guys, back to you.
Good job, Joe. Thank you, sir. And listen, he didn't pick it up off the ground. It was a catch in midair when that flag was thrown at him.
So when they look at video, do you think that there may be a little bit of?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
it literally was coming. It was running. It's coming right at him. He picks it up or just grabbed it and threw it.
There's no more demanding guy than Kevin Guy.
Absolutely, and for a reason. I talked about the Rattler way, right?
Yeah.
And I said Danny White had it going. Kevin Guy has taken it to a completely different level of Rattler way.
If you can do it like Kevin Guy can, we're going to take a timeout here as we go into halftime here. Our score 34-6. Arizona leads Northern Arizona on this big broadcast of Rattlers football. Folks, our halftime break is on the way next. Stand by for it. We'll return to the Snake Pit right after this.
Rattler Nation, your team is on fire. The Rattlers are poised to strike for another professional indoor football league championship, and they're playing as hot as the Arizona sun. Get your tickets now for the next Rattlers matchup at the Snake Pit, Phoenix Suns Arena, for the hardest hitting, fastest action, and most family fun in professional sports. Tickets are on sale now. Go to azrattlers.com or call 602-514-8274. Buy single game tickets right now at Ticketmaster or go to azrattlers.com.
Getting the right loan with the best combination of service rates and fees isn't always as easy as pushing a button, particularly for people who don't fit the cookie-cutter approval process. The square pegs, the self-employed, recently divorced, less than perfect credit, steadfast hard workers. At Nova Home Loans, we work hard to deliver real loans to real people living real lives. Nova Home Loans. Together, we've got this.
I always make sure I have Victus with me wherever I go. Before and after practice, before and after a workout, even before and after I sleep. Victus is the full package when it comes to rest and recovery.
Victus is safe and effective, and that's the most important detail for us. We need our players on the field on game day, and if we're going to continue our winning ways, then Victus will help our players get as close to 100% as possible.
We're your neighbors, and we're sports fans, huge fans. So come on over. It's game time. There's plenty of food and everything else we know you love. You choose your favorite games to watch and hear. We're your home for sports, Arizona. So join us today at CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona.
It happened. We got the house!
You did!
2,000 miles away.
We do long distance moves every day.
Pods does all the driving and so much more.
Need extra help loading?
Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
More time? We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it. Yeah, you did!
Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
Rattler Nation, your team is on fire. The Rattlers are poised to strike for another professional indoor football league championship, and they're playing as hot as the Arizona sun. Get your tickets now for the next Rattlers matchup at the Snake Pit, Phoenix Suns Arena, for the hardest hitting, fastest action, and most family fun in professional sports. Tickets are on sale now. Go to azrattlers.com or call 602-514-8274. Buy single game tickets right now at Ticketmaster or go to azrattlers.com.
Back into it, everybody. Our time here, where we've got an extended halftime for you, and our score out on the field, 34-6. The Arizona Rattlers in front of Northern Arizona. I'll bring my partner on here in just a moment again, but first, we want to bring you another episode of another Arizona Rattlers tale as we go behind the scenes, take a look at one of the players that make up and comprise this great roster and a team that's doing so well this year. We want to give you a good look at, behind the scenes. Let's cut to it, guys. Another Rattlers tale here on our broadcast of Rattlers football.
And now, it's time for this week's Rattlers tale, presented by Carolina's Mexican Food. Rattlers offensive lineman Jahir Jones began his football career at ASA College in his hometown of Brooklyn, New York. Jones's standout freshman year led him to the University of Miami after his freshman season, but his plans to become a pro athlete didn't start with the offensive line position, or even with the sport of football. The offensive lineman position is arguably the most physically challenging in football, and for the Arizona Rattlers, the linemen have to be disciplined, both physically and mentally. Jones is playing in his first year with the Rattlers and the Indoor Football League. Even with years of experience playing tackle, he's constantly motivated to improve his skills each day. That's your Rattlers tale. For the Arizona Rattlers, I'm Caleb Bushy.
Play outside. Play inside. Play in style all summer long. Talking Stick Resort's summer playcation starting at $109 a night with a $25 food and beverage credit. Also, take advantage of great deals at Topgolf, Talking Stick Golf Club, iFly, Octane Raceway, Medieval Times, and much more. Summer playcation at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
It happened. We got the house! You did! 2,000 miles away.
We do long distance moves every day.
Pods does all the driving and so much more.
Need extra help loading?
Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
more time. We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it.
Yeah, you did!
Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
Hey, we're back in, everybody, and we are live at the Snake Pit, home of the Arizona Rattlers tonight, and we want to welcome you in. Floyd Simmons along with Cedric Bonner, and tonight the Arizona Rattlers are in domination mode at 34-6. Halftime lead over the Northern Arizona Wranglers, and Ced, I mean, you could chronicle how good this offense has been. You could say a lot about that great defense. I think special teams deserves a nod as well. What about the job they're doing on that side?
I think it's just effort, right? They came out with the right mentality tonight to play hard and fast, especially on the special teams, where a lot of guys might take some plays off. They have not taken one play off. They've provided points on special teams. Anytime you can get scores off your special teams and the effort's there on every rep, it's a good thing.
So, Coach Guy yesterday, he talked about getting stops. He doesn't use a lot of other metrics, whether it's holding a team to a certain number of yards rushing, any of those kinds of things. He likes to get a certain number of stops a game, and if he can get that, four stops, 5 stops, he feels like he's got the kind of team that's going to prevail every time in those circumstances. He got that many in the first half.
Right, and that's the mentality you have to have, right? You know your offense is solid. You're going to do some great things offensively, but when you steal possessions or you get stops, turnovers, all those things, force missed field goals, block field goals, those are all considered stops, right? And you don't allow your opponent to score, and then you go out and take advantage of them. Now they're chasing points, and teams that are chasing are desperate, make mistakes, and do some bad things, some things that we've seen in this first half from the Wranglers.
We've called Nick DeVonzo's name a couple of times for that defensive line, and it's been a group effort. There's no question about it. Nick's name has been able to ring true a little bit for that team in the first half. This front line on defense, something to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and I tell you, the guy that really got it going early was Craig Evans, right? And they've been looking for that spark from him, but he dominated the second possession for this Wrangler against this Wrangler offense with just pressure up the middle, right? He didn't allow Verlon Reeves to go back and get set. He just dominated the center up front, 4 straight plays, all the way back into a sack. So he deserves a lot of credit. You don't talk about the nose guard ever. You always see the guys outside, the flashy guys, DiAvanzo, those guys getting the edge pressure. But Craig Evans deserves a lot of credit for the way he took over.
The big guy with the big push.
Absolutely.
Right up the middle, just almost embodying the way they have pushed that Wranglers offense back in so many circumstances. It's been pretty dominant out there tonight so far for the Rattlers. A 34-6 halftime lead for Arizona over Northern Arizona over the Wranglers. On the other side, we talk about Drew Powell a lot, and Drew deserves it. He has been accurate. He has been pinpoint. He has made good decisions, and obviously he's torched the defense with his legs as well today.
Well, he's been comfortable, right? And that goes back to giving that offensive line of Jones, Garola, as well as Thomas credit for really being good. There's one holding penalty against the offensive line. That's the one setback they had offensively, but he's been able to get back, survey the defense, and really process the information, get the ball out quick, or take time and work it through to a next receiver if he has to, but that's all that offensive line.
Hey, what does it say about Coach Guy, Kevin Guy, in that his team dominates for a 34-6 halftime lead? And the thoughts on his mind as we caught him coming off the field are the discipline issues. What does it say about this guy?
It's just the way he's wired, right? Don't give opponent. They would literally, the score would be 34-0 right now had they not had that silly penalty standing over a receiver on the ground in the end zone and not just going back and celebrating with your team after you just turned them over on downs. It would be 34-0. And then, the offsetting penalties, that happens, but the catching of the flag, that's a tough one. Craig Evans gets that call. That's the other mental mistake, but the ball was thrown, the flag was thrown right at him. And he just caught it. He could have just dropped it, but he just threw it. Mental mistakes, right? And that's what he wants to clean up, because this team is really, really good, but those things will hurt you against great teams.
Clean those up, and you're going to have a great run in the playoffs in all likelihood when you're this good. Hey, Joe Pequeno is standing by down on the turf for us. He's our sideline reporter. And, Joe, a dominating first half by that Arizona Rattlers football club.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to really be happy the way Drew Powell has played. Earlier in the season, he wasn't on point. So much so that Coach Kevin Guy and the staff sat him down and said, look, you got to let the game come to you. Don't feel like it's all on your shoulders. Well, he took that to heart, and now here he is building some great chemistry with his veteran receiver, Jared Harrington, and a bunch of the rookie receivers, and he's been so on point in the first half. And look, if this offense continues to click with the league's #1 rushing attack, well, the sky's the limit for this squad. Now, defensively, we kind of talked about it as well. Devonzo talked about they were not going to take this team lightly. Dylan Winfrey said the same thing to me. He came out and said, look, we've been in dogfights all year. We can't afford to be complacent. So needs to say, on both sides of the football, offensively and defensively, the Arizona Rattlers have come out in front of their home crowd here in the Snake Pit and really dominated a team that is still trying to find an identity. I mean, this Wrangler squad continues to turn its roster over every week, and when you do something like that, and you know this, you can't build any continuity. You can't build any consistency. You got one team on one side that's a championship contender and another team in its first season just trying to find itself.
Yeah, that's such a great point, Joe. You get a locker room, and you look at the Rattlers team. They've got on their complete roster, all 30 guys, right? They've got 15 veterans, 15 rookies. I mean, it's pretty much split down the middle. But the way they handle things is the way it gets done on the field. So their competition level in practice, all those things matter. And when you're a new coaching staff, you've got a new bunch of players playing together for the first time, it's going to take a while to get your stamp on those players, to get them really locked in and loaded in the ways that they should be playing this game and the ways that they should be prepping for the games. All those things come into play. It takes a lot to be a great team and a great organization. You can't just do it overnight.
Hey, Joe, I have a question for you as we get set to take our final halftime break here in just a moment. But that's about the energy that you feel. Obviously, up here, we're sensing it for sure. But down on that field where all the noise from this Rattler Nation crowd is directed, what is the energy like down there for the players with these fans?
Well, here at the Snake Pit, it's always a fantastic energy. You got to remember, this is one of the best home advantages in the indoor football league. These Rattler fans are used to rooting this team on in full force with energy. They're supporting one of the best indoor teams ever. They always bring the love. They always bring the energy. And as usual, they're being treated by the home team that's, once again, is a playoff contender and a championship contender. And I have Coach Guy with me right now if you want to grab him real quick.
Yes, let's grab him, Joe. Get his thoughts.
Coach, I want to get your thoughts on what you said to your guys in the locker room.
Well, we're playing championship football. We're executing. We just had some undisciplined plays. Now, I'm going to go back. I went and looked at that flag that hit Craig in the chest. It wasn't like he picked it up off the ground and threw it. It hit him in the chest, and he kind of threw it off of him out of excitement. So I'll be speaking with the league office about that and see if we can't get that corrected.
Coach, want to get your thoughts on the second half? Do you unload the bench and get some other guys some playing time?
Well, this game's not over now. I mean, we got to start the second half with some energy, and we'll see how it goes, and then we'll get some guys in. It's 21-man roster. I don't know. Other than the backup quarterback, I don't know. We've been playing everybody.
Thank you, Coach. Floyd said, obviously, Coach happy with the performance, but said, as you know, it's Arena Football League. A game can turn in just a matter of possessions.
It absolutely can. But again, this team is locked and loaded.
All right, we're going to grab we're going to stay right here with it because the second half will begin momentarily, said. And coming back on the thoughts there and asking Coach Guy, and he talks about his 21-man roster. That comment right there is not something you'd want to hear on the other side if you're the Northern Arizona Wranglers, because after 34-6 in the first half, you're kind of hoping to see some different faces, hoping to see some other guys that aren't in the ones in that lineup.
In this league, unfortunately, there's 1 and 1A. There's no 1s, 2s. It's, because guys play, right? You got to have guys that are playing, and some of those D linemen and some of those O linemen will sometimes have to go over and play a little D-line. So 21-man roster, you don't have a ton of choices. Everybody's up.
I agree with you. You make the roster, and especially if you make the Arizona roster, you're a legit guy that they can plug in anytime they need, and you're going to give them a high level of performance.
And if you're not going to give them what they need, you're not going to be on the roster. If you can't come out and compete and do what you've been taught to do, you're not going to be on the roster. It's just as simple as that.
It's find another team, right?
Correct.
Or go get a job somewhere else.
So the one guy you might say is TJ Edwards. That would be the guy that you may get a look at. If the Rattlers come out, get a stop, score again, but he wants to get up big and then possibly give TJ Edwards some reps.
Well said, first game of the season for the Rattlers. They took on Northern Arizona, and Drew Powell, the quarterback, was lifted right at about halftime. I think it was halftime. I don't think he played it down in the second half. But since then, he's gotten the lion's share of the snaps. We'll see if that changes here in the second half with the big lead. Here's a kick fielded in the end zone. And we get the second half underway, and there's room to run after a broken tackle. And finally, the kicker making a play. Ernesto Lacayo has to play safety back there and save the touchdown after a terrific return by Northern Arizona, but there's a marker down at the 9-yard line. We'll see if that changes here in the second half with the big lead. Here's a kick fielded in the end zone. And we get the second half under. Early sparks in the second half for this Wranglers team, but they get called for the hold, and the ball goes back to the 5-yard line. That's where the Wranglers will take over first down to begin the second half.
It's just about every time on the return they've gotten a hold, and again, they get Bynum on the hold, and you've got to do something different. Move your feet a little differently, get in front, but you got to do something different. Nullifies a really nice gain.
Well, Verlin Reed is going to bring his offense out again, and we get whistles at the snap. There was... Boy, the guards didn't move. The center snapped it, and I think he was supposed to. I thought Verlin was expecting the ball.
He snapped it because Craig Evans was offsides.
So he snapped it to take advantage, and he did. They get an offside penalty called on the nose tackle. And the ball moves out. Out again, and we get whistles. And Cedric Bonner on the call tonight. Said a privilege of mine to work alongside the great Cedric Bonner. And on 1st and 5, Reed picks up the low snap, and he tries to complete a pass over the middle. And that is off the hands, incomplete. 2nd down and 5 on the way.
You've got to, if you're running that route,
and on 1st and 5,
set yourself down away from the linebacker. Ron Clark just kept drifting towards the linebacker, didn't sit down in the window. Give your quarterback somewhere to throw to. That being said, the ball was late. He's got to get it out of his hand on the guy's face when he comes out of that break.
Reed puts him in motion, takes the snap, and delivers a pass that is caught just off the turf. Good pickup out there for 3-yard gain on the play, but that will bring a 3rd down and a couple to go for the Wrangler offense as they try to get out of the shadow of their own goal line.
Most hitch routes are usually running about 6 back to 5 yards, and that was about a 4-yard route. If he runs his proper depth.
Reed puts him in motion, takes the snap, and delivers a pass that is.
Again, little things. You got a young team. You've got some young guys. Makes it really tough when they're all trying to learn.
Coach Guy, before the snap, yelling out instructions to his defense. And on 3rd down and a couple, Wrangler's going to try to pick it up via the ground game, and that is not going to happen. Good effort up front by the ball carrier, and that's Rob Brown trying to get that yardage, tough yardage through the middle, but he ends up actually losing about a half a yard. 4th down and a very long 2.5 yards to go.
Tell you what, that's great discipline on the defensive line. Really staying true. You try to throw all that eye candy at you with the motion, try to cross you up and then come back with power off the right side. Defensive line did a nice job of holding the point of attack, turning them away.
So, 4th down play. Chance for another big stop by that Rattlers defense. Reed, stutter steps, throws down the left sideline. The pass is too tall for the receiver, and the defender, the safety coming over the top, ends up in the first row. Markers get thrown everywhere, and there may have been defensive holding on the play. Well, good effort out there by Dylan Winfrey. Couldn't hold on to it after contact. Ball jarred loose by the protective wall. Rattlers defense. Reed.
Stutter steps, throws down the left sideline.
The pass is pass interference called on the Rattlers, and that will be an automatic 1st down after they mark off 15 yards.
Yeah, they're going to get Jermaine Dubs. And it looked like they were just running down the field. Didn't look like much. He didn't impede the receiver. Could have happened early on at the line of scrimmage. He could have grabbed him. But again, you don't help a wounded team. You don't help them. You don't give them any life.
1st down play. Ball just across midfield into Rattlers territory, and on the handoff, nothing doing because another great play defensively by the Rattlers. Play. Ball just across midfield into Rattlers territory, and on the handoff, nothing doing because he had the blocker, and really, that's premature to say Shed because he just took them both down.
He just tackled them both. That was an excellent job of playing through the upfield shoulder with power. And listen, this team, the Rattlers under Kevin Guy, you look at Dukes, Antaj Hawthorne, all these guys that played defensive line for this team. When you talk about pushing a pocket, it was relentless, and these guys are no different right now.
Here comes that front, putting pressure on Reed. Throw down the middle. The receiver made a great move going down the middle, cut to the left, and nearly a big play turned in by the Wranglers. The pass just was not on the mark. It was an overthrow, and the Rattlers can consider themselves fortunate because, well, the defensive back ran out of his own shoe.
Yeah, well, you said it nicer than I would. He got faked out of his shoe. Left his shoe sitting on the hash on the quick post route. Well, that's one you've got to hit, but you've been so unsettled in the pocket because of all the pressure, you don't stand in there and throw it.
Yeah, again, a testament to the great job that the defensive front has done all night long for the Rattlers. Reed, blitz coming, and it's off. It's off the shoulder pads, maybe the face mask of Dubs. Was that Dubs right there on the play and nearly picked it off for the Rattlers?
Yeah. I mean,
for the Rattlers. Reed.
Blitz coming.
And it's off the shoulder pads, maybe the face mask.
And as an offensive player, I would usually tease DBs in this situation. Be like, well, that's why you're on that side of the ball. That's why we don't throw you passes.
Well, what would it be if you didn't have a little spirited back and forth with your defensive teammates, right? 4th down and 13 now. Big play right here. Big play both sides of the ball. Here comes that rush up the middle, and a great job. They flushed the quarterback. He thought he had a lane, but once again, there are the Rattlers up front to shut it down. Right here, big play both sides of the ball. Here comes that rush up the middle, and a great...
Now, Verlon Reed kind of going off, hobbled up. But you've honestly, you're outmanned up front. When you've got Zion Jones, who's D lineman, has to step in and play offensive line, and nobody cares that you play D line. We're coming at you.
And Josh Gordon was the guy that actually ended up making the tackle.
When you're getting that pressure in the middle, that's why the job that Steve Garola does so well. When you get that pressure in the middle and there's really nowhere to go because the middle is just caving in on you and your guys are staying wide where they're supposed to, it's devastating to an offense.
8:21 on the clock here in the third period, 34-6. We have seen just about half of this third quarter tick by, and no points scored by the Rattlers after that big first half. And the first big miscue on offense is an interception thrown by Drew Powell, and that is taken away. And the first big takeaway of the night for the Wranglers defense.
Yeah, it's just a bad decision. His eyes get a little bit greedy here, but he catches
and no points scored by the Rattlers after that big first half. And the first big miscue on offense is an interception thrown by
on the pick.
Drew. Great job by Robert Brown. Hey, listen, Nova Home Loans is our exclusive replay sponsor here of Arizona Rattlers football. Big thank you to Nova Home Loans and the partnership they have provided us here in our broadcast of Arizona Rattlers football. 7:44 on the clock, third period, 34-6. They'll give it on the speed sweep. And tackle made by the Rattlers just shy of the first down. Big pickup right there. It'll bring up second down and very short for the Rattlers.
Yeah, and Clark doing a nice job of getting outside. DJ Williams over there to get to the edge, but a big pickup.
34-6. They'll give it on the speed sweep.
Got some ability to run the football as well. 498 yards, 161 yards on the season with a touchdown, 4.3 average. He's a good athlete. Really had a nice showing in the second half against the Rattlers earlier in this year.
Low snap again. We've got a new quarterback on the field, and that is intercepted by the Rattler defense. And is that... Boy, these jerseys with Rattlers can sometimes be just a bit difficult to read, but defensively, it's Tyrell Pierce. Low snap. Hauls it down to the back of the end zone. Quarterback on the field.
So what's the flag?
Low snap again. We've got a new quarterback on the field. Officials are having that long discussion about that very question. Oh, right, that's there. What it is. He's down, and then there was
Clark. He's lucky none of the other players saw that and came in to give him the business.
The result of the play is an interception by Arizona.
Yeah, personal foul. Well, I was going to say unsportsmanlike conduct, but I did see that he led with his helmet.
Yeah, that's more than taunting. But got penalized, and defense saves the day. And now Coach is looking for his team to clean it up. Don't play down to the level of his team. Get it going. You're going to see him get a little of this run-pass option going here. Get the ball in the Nick Lassane's hand, run the ball with physicality, and beat him up front.
Handoff Lassane, left side, and he is going to be knocked down after a gain of 4 yards. The ball comes out to the 24-yard line for the Rattlers. 6:24 on the clock, third period. A 34-6 lead for Arizona. Well, listen, the Rattlers have been famous this year for getting out early, getting leads early. They have not trailed a single game at halftime this year. They have not trailed at halftime yet this season. They didn't tonight, of course. But they've also been plagued by slow second halves. And we'll see if they can pick it up here. Here's a pass caught by Jared Harrington at the 14-yard line. Gain of 12 on the play, and Joe Pequeno is standing by slow second halves. And we'll see if they can pick it up here. Here's caught by Jared Harrington at the 14-yard.
They throw backside to number 5 a lot. They try to get him a bigger guy on a smaller guy like me. So I try to take advantage of my athletic ability and my speed and my vertical jumping ability to go get the ball. So.
What's been very impressive in this matchup, you guys have not overlooked this team whatsoever. They come in with a 1-6 record, but you guys come in focused, the intensity, determined.
Definitely, we treat everybody the same. It's a championship game. We're in a playoff mode now. You know,
with a 1-6 record, but you guys come in focused, the intensity, determined.
Definitely, championship.
There you go. They want the ring, Floyd. Back to you.
All right, Joe, thanks. Yeah, and with defensive plays like that, it's going to be hard to deny a team that right now is in first place in the standings, 6-1 record on the year, the Arizona Rattlers, and a 5-game winning streak under their belts.
Yeah, and listen, they've played well and they've gotten better. The one area, the mental aspect of the game, if they could just continue to work and stay locked in.
Well, here's a pass to Nick Lassane coming out of the backfield, and well, it was high for him. He went up, got hands on it, and then after bobbling, came down with the football and took it to the 5-yard line.
Continue to work and stay locked in.
By Nick Lassane, I mean, that's 4 yards the hard way right there.
It is. And one thing you like to try to teach young receivers or running backs out of the back, whenever you're on that swing route, you shouldn't come downhill unless you're on a kind of a shooting up route. You shouldn't come downhill on a swing until the ball takes you downhill. Sometimes they get too far upfield and the ball ends up being thrown behind them. Should never attack that line of scrimmage until the ball takes you there.
Third down and short. The Rattlers with the snap, and problem at the mesh point as the handoff is given to Nick Lassane, and that might have just been caused by a nice bull rush by the defensive line. I think they got Powell pushed back into the running back, it goes back and short.
Well, anytime you're running
Rattlers
stretch play,
with the snap, and
their shoulders a little bit, and they don't come off with the same ump towards their direction, you're going to get some penetration. See a nice job down there by big number 77, who's forced into the game to play some D-line. Darius James is doing a nice job getting off the ball with some authority.
2-yard loss is what it ended up being. Fake the pitch. Powell, plenty of time. Steps up a bit. Chase from the pocket, and he'll get hit. Look at him stay alive. And he didn't get the first down, but Drew Powell so slippery back there, and with 3 and then 4 defenders eventually surrounding him, he was able to get a little bit of something out of it. Got a yard.
Well, you honestly get some authority.
2-yard loss is what it ended up being. Fake the pitch. Powell, plenty of time. Steps up a bit. Chase from the pocket, and he'll get hit. Look at him stay alive.
Find a guy open. Get it to him.
We're going to take a timeout, everybody, on the change of possession right here at 3:09 left in this third period. 34-6, Rattlers in front. And that fourth down conversion unable to be made by the Rattlers. Grab a timeout. Back with more Arizona Rattlers football right after this.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
We're your neighbors, and we're sports fans. Huge fans. So come on over. It's game time. There's plenty of food. And everything else we know you love. You choose your favorite games to watch and hear. We're your home for sports, Arizona. So join us today at CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona.
Well, the action is ongoing down on the field. So we'll bring you back to it. 1:46 remaining in the third period of this one. 34-6, Rattlers in front. And the Wranglers have taken the ball out to the 18-yard line. And after unsuccessfully attempting to advance the ball on first down, it'll be second down and 10. The Rattlers have it at the 18. Snap, and the ball goes straight back, and look at this. Once again, that front on defense gets it done. Caden Walters is that new quarterback here in the second half for the Wranglers. And a huge play on defense once again by the Rattlers, showing that great pressure they can apply up front.
Yeah, Josh Gordon coming off the edge. And listen, this has been a problem for this team coming into the game. They ranked 10th in the league, giving up 11 sacks. And they're just adding to that. I mean, this relentless pressure up front, it's been devastating. You can almost not even blitz your linebacker and let your three guys do work.
Walters tries to step up, and under serious duress, unloads it into the stands, and that is a souvenir now. But there's that pressure again. Walters,
you can almost not even blitz your linebacker and let your three guys do work.
Well, this is where you have to start. Walters tries to step up, and under serious duress, can he get the ball out?
Well, that should have been from the first point. You're missing players. You're starting centers out. You got guys out playing positions that haven't played certain positions. That should be the get-go. Quick, precise game. You can't play your same game, especially not against this front.
And that will bring us to the very end of the third period. We'll grab a timeout, everybody. Our score, 34-6. Nothing either side of these offenses in that third period. We'll be back with the fourth quarter. Stand by for it. This is Arizona Rattlers football. Back after this.
Play outside. Play inside. Play in style all summer long. Talking Stick Resort's summer playcation starting at $109 a night with a $25 food and beverage credit. Also, take advantage of great deals at Top Golf, Talking Stick Golf Club, iFly, Octane Raceway, Medieval Times, and much more. Summer playcation at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Welcome back in, everybody. And a great look at the Arizona Rattlers cheerleading squad here as we get ready for the fourth quarter in just a moment. Good to have you all with us on our broadcast. Floyd Simmons along with Cedric Bonner. And down on the field, it's Joe Pequeno with us as well. In fact, if you're standing by, Joe, it'd be a great opportunity to get a check-in out there down on the turf. Joe Pequeno on our sidelines.
Yeah, Floyd, well, as we talked to players early this week, they talked about having the focus and having the commitment and dedication to not overlook this Northern Arizona Wranglers squad. And so far, this team offensively on point, defensively, they're getting after the quarterback. we're seeing a level of physicality from a team that is showing its brute strength, its speed, its physical ability, and a team right now that's on its way to a 6th win and looks like the front runner, the championship contender of the IFL.
All right, Joe, thanks a lot for that. And the Rattlers right now are in first place with that 6-1 mark. Tied in the loss column with Frisco, but a half a game ahead with that win, and time to try to kick the ball. Timothy Parker will line it up, make the attempt, kick is blocked, scooped. Is it a score? We'll find out. The officials converge, and I think they're going to say stopped a little bit shy. Will Arizona Rattlers line it up, make the attempt, kick is blocked, scoop, and the Arizona and the Rattlers are going to have the ball near the goal line.
Tell you what, Jeff Jarnigan does a really good job with special teams, coming up with ways to get mismatch. So you've got Josh Gordon rushing. They're on Kalen Hicks, who's 215 pounds, and he just bull rushed him right back into the kicker.
I want to thank Nova Home Loans, our official replay sponsor. Nova Home Loans, exclusively bringing you our replay looks here on our broadcast of Arizona Rattlers football. TJ Edwards will line up now at quarterback and take over here for the final, now 14 minutes of game, and Edwards takes it himself, leaps right into the end zone, and the Rattlers are back on the board, scoring from the 1-yard line. There's TJ getting into the scoring act tonight for the Rattlers.
This is just 11 power, quarterback follow. He follows his fullback, Nick Lassane, up inside, and look at that job the offensive line is doing. Garola there gets 2 for 1. Finally get back on the board after going scoreless in the third quarter.
Well, once again, the Rattlers coming out of the halftime locker room. See a drop in productivity, but right there with the backup quarterback on, they get it done, and they're back on the board. 41-6 after the point after from Lacayo. And here in the fourth quarter, a timeout. Stand by, everybody. The Rattlers in command. You are listening to and watching Arizona Rattlers football. Back after this.
Getting the right loan with the best combination of service rates and fees isn't always as easy as pushing a button, particularly for people who don't fit the cookie-cutter approval process. The square pegs, the self-employed, recently divorced, less than perfect credit, steadfast hard workers. At Nova Home Loans, we work hard to deliver real loans to real people living real lives. Nova Home Loans. Together, we've got this.
Play outside. Play inside. Play in style all summer long. Talking Stick Resort's summer playcation starting at $109 a night with a $25 food and beverage credit. Also, take advantage of great deals at Top Golf, Talking Stick Golf Club, iFly, Octane Raceway, Medieval Times, and much more. Summer playcation at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
Back into it, everybody. And here in the fourth quarter, the Arizona Rattlers have gotten back on the board. Drew Powell is, we think, done for the night after pretty efficient job at quarterback. Drew ends up getting the rest of the evening off, and now it's TJ Edwards taking over at quarterback, and he just ran it in from 1 yard out to put Rattlers back on the board. 41-6. Arizona in front. Welcome back, everybody. Floyd Simmons, Cedric Bonner on the play-by-play call here of Rattlers football tonight. Well, the fans, they showed up again, filling most of the lower bowl here at Phoenix Suns Arena. and they have been pretty vocal as well about the things they've liked and the things they don't like.
Well, come on, they're very in tune with the game, very savvy fan base that understand the game. But they just love to see this team in all black come out and handle business.
Lacayo tees it up. And here comes that kick. Hangs it high. This will be returnable from just at the front of the end zone. Straight back up the middle. The Wranglers have it. And a good job, anticipation on the return. That's Jonathan Jones who brought it back across midfield and gives great straight back up the middle. The Wranglers have it. And a good job, anticipation.
He's actually had a few really nice returns that have been nullified by holding penalties. He's been outstanding, been physical, made some plays.
You know, when you get a compact field like this, it's always been important on returns, said, to be able to know when to turn the accelerator on. And we saw a great example of it right there. He hit the go button when he got out to about the 10-yard line. But when the field is compact, it seems like that's an even higher priority.
Well, you have to find your lane. And sometimes if the lane's there, you can't wait to turn it on. You got to go, right? And that's the one gear Harrington plays with for the Rattlers as he goes full tilt.
All the time. Pass attempted, far side of the field. That's incomplete. And that will bring up second down. Good field position on this possession for the Wranglers, sitting at the 23-yard line.
For the Rattlers as he goes full tilt.
All the time. Pass.
If I'm the Wranglers, I'm trying to get number 4 back involved. Todd Athay, he's been outstanding, but has been quiet of late.
Second down play. We haven't called his name since sometime back in the second quarter. He lines up to the left and goes in motion. And Walters will throw toward the end zone. Looking in Athay's direction, but that's incomplete. And it's not catchable. Looked like some guys on the field were asking for something, but that was well out of bounds.
Yeah, they keep trying to run the wheel concept here on the sideline, but the way it's being forced into the wall by the defender is outstanding. And Dylan Winfrey's taking a proper angle to just force the defender up. If they could somehow get back across his face, then you might have something. But because of that pressure up front, you don't have time to wait on that.
Walters puts him in motion again. Takes a snap, a good snap. Blitzes on, and under duress throws the ball toward the end zone in that direction, and good coverage. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, I think that's a misread again. If they was open on the
Walters puts him in motion again.
Really would touch.
Takes a snap, a good snap. Blitzes on, and under duress throws the ball toward the end. You make it sound so easy, said.
Well, it's not easy. However, if you know what you're looking at, if you understand what you're looking at, and you can process that information quicker and not have to see your guy open before you throw it. You got to anticipate, get it up and out there.
Motion, Wranglers. Looking to the end zone. That's a nice pass. And up with it, incomplete, and on the concrete behind the end zone goes Wranglers. The receiver.
Looking to the end zone. That's a nice pass.
Well, that was a beautiful pass, Sed. Tough to haul that in, everything that you know you have to do, but I would like to see that catch made right there.
I mean, that's great defense. I believe it was Jermaine Dubs. Tough to tell with the jerseys, but great finish on that play. He was absolutely not going to allow Bynum to come down with that ball. Great finish and not giving up on that play.
Under 10 minutes remaining now in regulation, a 41-6 advantage for your Arizona Rattlers, Rattler Nation. A handoff, and Lassane will dive ahead, crossing the 20-yard line, and it's like he had the radar on as far as where the sticks were, and he almost your Arizona Rattlers, Rattler Nation. Takes it to a handoff. And Lassane at the 18-yard line and a yard and a half short of the first down.
I'm going to go old school coach on him right here. He's running around the right edge with the ball in his left hand. Not sure if he's a lefty or a righty, but
well, there isn't
put it in your right hand.
There's no detail that escapes the purview of head coach Kevin Guy, and so somewhere along the line, Nick is going to hear about that from coach as well. Here's the pass, caught left side, Harrington inside the 15, near the 11-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Good
throw. A nice stat from coach as well. Here's the pass, caught left side, Harrington inside.
Not allowing them to get their hands up, and let's take it down to Joe and see if we can't get into the mind of Coach Guy after he sends T.J. Edwards out with this play call.
Let's go, Joe. Well, we're gonna let you talk to him, Joe, okay? So we're gonna stay hot with your mic right now as Coach decided he was gonna change it up a bit.
Coach, what are we dialing up right now?
We're going with a little 300 quick screen here. See what it looks like.
There we go.
What do you got there, Coach? 300 quick screen.
It's a quick screen.
Right over the middle? Yes?
No, outside.
Outside. All right, here we go. Toss to the right side. And look at the job of running to get the ball inside the 5-yard line. That's well done by the Rattlers.
Well, he got to see what he wanted to see there. He got pressed on both outside receivers. Let's keep
here we go.
This thing up. And that was Hudson with the
toss to the right side.
Catch and run.
And look at the job
on the screen.
Nice job. Isaiah Hudson takes it to the 5-yard line. 6 yards to the pickup on the play.
You get your young quarterback easy throws. Get him comfortable in the game.
Again, sounds pretty easy. Here's the give, left side. And the scamper around that end is going to come up short of the first down. Good job defensively. Russell Williams closed the ground on the runner, and sounds pretty easy. Here's the give, left side. And the scamper around that end. More importantly, keep Arizona out of the end zone on the play.
Let's see if we can't get JP down there. Joe, let's see what he's got once you get him.
Hot mic, Joe. Feed it in there. Let's see what he's going to call.
What do we got, Coach?
11 zone blast.
11 zone blast.
So typically, that's a quarterback number. 11 teens, quarterback off the left side with the fullback lead here.
And he's going to go left and dive into the end zone. T.J. Edwards. Sounds pretty easy. Here's the with another Arizona touchdown.
Wow, they got fortunate there because they should have been a
sounds pretty
block.
easy. Here's the give.
Left. James got high load right at the nose.
Again, sounds pretty easy. Here's the give, left side, and the scamper around. Sounds pretty easy. Here's the give, left side, and the scamper around that end. His second touchdown, yes, of the game. He comes off the bench here in the fourth quarter for the Rattlers, and he is making a name in front of this gathering of Rattler Nation fans. Here's Harrington's hold, Lacayo the kick, and it looks good from here. Kick on the way up, and he pierces the uprights. Well, folks, we'll grab a timeout. Thanks for joining us. Back with the Arizona kick and a 42-point lead for the Rattlers. We're back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Play outside. Play inside. Play in style all summer long. Talking Stick Resort's summer playcation starting at $109 a night with a $25 food and beverage credit. Also, take advantage of great deals at Odyssey, Butterfly Wonderland, Pangea, Mavericks, and much more. Summer playcation at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Rattler Nation. Your team is on fire. The Rattlers are poised to strike for another professional indoor football league championship, and they're playing as hot as the Arizona sun. Get your tickets now for the next Rattlers matchup at the Snake Pit, Phoenix Suns Arena, for the hardest hitting, fastest action, and most family fun in professional sports. Tickets are on sale now. Go to azrattlers.com or call 602-514-8274. Buy single game tickets right now at Ticketmaster or go to azrattlers.com.
Back in for the kickoff, everybody. Welcome back to our broadcast coverage of Arizona Rattlers football. Thank you for joining us on KPHE TV, Channel 44, and LATV Digital Channel 44.1 across the Valley of the Sun. After tonight's game, and next week, big matchup for the Rattlers. They're going to travel to take on Massachusetts. That's next Sunday. And that'll be a 10 o'clock start time locally, so keep it in mind. You don't want to get caught flat-footed on that. Sunday game next week against Massachusetts, 10 o'clock, 10:05 kickoff. And you can look for that on the IFL's YouTube channel. And then the following week, they're back home. So it's 2 weeks from tonight. Return home for the Arizona Rattlers. And how about this? The Sioux Falls Storm coming to town.
Big time. I tell you what, the next 2 weeks are going to be big for the Rattlers.
Yes. Two big games, for sure.
Massachusetts is a talented team. First year in the league. And
Ernesto Lacayo, by the way, with a little adrenaline out there, kicks it out of play.
That's going to go out to the 20.
And that'll be good field position for the Wranglers. 48-6, Arizona leading Northern Arizona in this one tonight. Ball out to the 20-yard line. So again, next week it's Massachusetts on the road for the Rattlers. Sunday game, 10:05 local here in Arizona.
They're a team that's still finding their way in this league, but when you look at the talent on that team, they're loaded with some talent. And, you know, they're going to make a push in the end here. That'll be a big road test on the East Coast for Arizona, who hasn't been to the East Coast since going to Philly back in the day.
Give right side. And the Wranglers get a big pickup out there. How about a 15-yard gain on the play?
Coast for Arizona, who hasn't been to the East Coast since going to Philly back in the day.
Give right side. Here we go. Emmanuel Jones on the 15-yard gain. We got a little light situation going on here. That ain't as favorable as we would like it to be, but we'll do our best with it. See if that helps out there. Try to see our paperwork as we continue on here. 5 minutes remaining in this one. The Rattlers looking to improve to 7-1 if they can get the victory tonight. Handoff, stutter step, bring it back to the middle. And how about just run right into the middle of Dylan Faalmato and, go back the other direction. In this one, the Rattlers looking to improve to 7-1 if they can get the victory tonight. Faalmato.
And listen, you'd rather see him do that than try to run around back here and lose another 15 yards, right? Turn up north and south and get what you can get. And take your lumps.
Well, take your lumps. You're going to get them anyway, right? Second down play coming up. 8 yards to get that first down. Low snap to Walters. Caden Walters is flushed left. Throws toward the end zone, and he led his receiver just a hair too much. That's incomplete. And the Wranglers are going to stare at third down and 8 yards coming up. That Massachusetts team that down low snap to Walters. Caden Walters is flushed left. Throws toward the end zone. 2 games on last-second field goals. We saw them beat Tucson just a few weeks back on a game-winning last-second field goal that was at distance, and it was beautifully done. They did it the following week. Massachusetts, that's a team to reckon with out there.
And they're getting better, right, as this thing's going on. But you look at teams that have been in close games all season long. Frisco has been in close games. They know how to win close games, led by Clint Dozell, doing a great job. He's one of the better coaches I've ever met.
Look at Walters taking up the middle. He's going to sidestep another and dive into the end zone. And Caden Walters authoritatively slamming the ball to the turf as he and his team get into the end zone for a second time today against the Rattler defense. Look at Walters take it up the middle. He's going to sidestep another and dive into the end zone. Look at Walters take it up the middle. He's going to sidestep another and dive into the end zone.
For Verlon Reed, he's had some good numbers and is continuing. That's what you want to see from a young team. Who are the guys I'm looking? Who are the guys that are still out there fighting their guts out for me? Who's still trying to make plays? That's, if I'm the coaching staff, that's what I'm looking at. When I'm looking at tape, that's what I'm watching.
Point after us on the way and good from Timothy Parker. And with 2.5 minutes remaining here now in regulation, our score is Arizona 48, Northern Arizona 12. We'll grab a timeout, everybody. Back with more in just a moment. You are listening to and watching Arizona Rattlers football.
It happened. We got the house! We did! 2,000 miles away.
We do long distance moves every day.
Pods does all the driving and so much more.
Need extra help loading?
Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
more time. We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it.
Yeah, you did!
Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
Always make sure I have Victus with me wherever I go. Before and after practice, before and after a workout, even before and after I sleep. Victus is the full package when it comes to rest and recovery.
Victus is safe and effective, and that's the most important detail for us. We need our players on the field on game day, and if we're going to continue our winning ways, then Victus will help our players get as close to 100% as possible.
On our broadcast coverage. So thank you, Nova Home Loans. Those great replay looks that we are able to provide, well, that is courtesy of Nova Home Loans. Floyd Simmons, Cedric Bonner, and we'll be here until 9 p.m. on our broadcast tonight. So if this game, as we are just past the 8:15 mark, regulation will end fairly soon. And we're going to have an extended postgame that we invite you to tag along with. We'll be here until 9 at the Snake Pit.
Question is, when do you start with the onside kicks if you're the Wranglers? Trying to maybe steal a possession here?
That's a good question. I think we're going to find it happen soon. Here's a deep kick, though. And it's brought out of the end zone. Good move. Boy, that's a quick little stutter, still a little jitterbug move out there, and comes out to the 10-yard line, but a quick change of direction there on the return, and the Rattlers are going to see if they can. Coach wants them to maintain discipline. There's a flag thrown late, as happens soon. Here's a deep kick, though.
Guys on the field.
Yeah. And it's brought out of the end zone. Good move. Boy, that's a quick little stutter, still a little. Big fellas, is that how you referred to it, Coach? That's unsportsmanlike on the Wranglers, and that was pretty well predictable when we saw that activity. Hey, let's see if Joe Pequeno has a little something for us down on the sideline. Joe?
Yeah, Floyd, you know, the players work so hard in the course of the week, but you know who's also working hard? The Arizona Rattler cheerleaders. I'm here with Abby Schwartz. Abby, talk about what it's like to be an Arizona Rattlers cheerleader.
Being an Arizona Rattlers cheerleader is an absolutely incredible opportunity to get involved with the community, really dig into the fans, have fun with everybody that comes to show up for the game. It's so much fun to see everybody's smiles on game day.
Thank you, Abby.
I think Joe Pequeno just officially got the best job in the house. And down on the field, a diving effort at the end of the play. puts the Arizona Rattlers into the end zone. And Jared Harrington gets into the scoring act tonight.
Really dig into the fans, have fun with everybody that comes to show up for the game. It's so much fun to see everybody's smiles on game day.
Thank you, Abby.
I think Joe Pequeno just officially
carried zone coverage away. You bring Harrington underneath and across the field, and you hit him wide open in stride. And I tell you what, his burst at the end was explosive. He wanted to get it in the end zone.
Ernesto Lacayo comes on, and we get stoppage for just a moment. And we'll reset, and Lacayo will take his steps back. Harrington caught the touchdown. See if he can catch the long snap. And he does it beautifully. Kick up and good for Ernesto and the Rattlers, and we'll grab. Nope, we're staying here a minute 9 because there will be a 1-minute warning coming up. We'll have a
really dig into the fans, have fun with everybody that comes to show up for the game. It's so much fun to see everybody's smiles on game day.
Thank you, Abby.
I think Joe Pequeno just officially the way Coach Guy is bringing along here in this fourth quarter with plenty of opportunities, plenty of snaps to be taken under pressure in a game in front of the fans with a team on the other side of the field. That real defense playing at him. How do you like how he's handling T.J. Edwards, putting him in position to experience lots of great little points of success?
Well, as a young player, you want to do that. You want to be able to get in the game and not have it feel foreign to you, right? And it was foreign, but this just in, your first play was a touchdown. You get in the game and you score right away. So that immediately gives you a little confidence, but to drop back there and make a really accurate throw to a receiver running across the field, and you allow him to catch in stride. He's been outstanding, and Coach Guy, when you're looking for that backup, that guy that if something were to happen to Drew Powell, you want a guy that's going to go in and run your offense and not hurt you, not put you in a position to lose games. Coach Guy hurt his chin. The quarterback coach they work tirelessly with these quarterbacks on their mechanics, all these things to try to get these guys ready. And I think T.J. Edwards, even just from warming up when I'm watching him from the first time I saw him 2 weeks ago to now, has gotten better with his mechanics.
Ball fielded at the goal line, and a nice return brought back into the open field area, and after a change of direction, that's going to the house. The Wranglers take it back. That's Jonathan Jones on the return, untouched all the way in. And that's your Wrangler touchdown.
To now has gotten better with his mechanics.
Special teams all night. Ball fielded at the goal line, and a nice return brought back into the open field area, and after a change of direction,
has gotten better with his mechanics.
Ball fielded at the goal line, and a nice return brought back into the open field area, and after a change of direction.
And correction, say not probably.
Very high likelihood.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
It's
he is
unacceptable.
He is not going to be happy with the guys.
The effort has been good all night.
Yep.
And again, though, Jonathan Jones has been good all night in the return game, doing a nice job. He's filling in. He's not the normal guy to return kicks, but he's done an outstanding job all night. He's had a few called back because of penalties, but he's done a really nice job returning all night.
We'll grab a timeout, everybody, with 59 seconds remaining. Well, maybe we won't. Northern Arizona called timeout, but the official wants to go ahead and jump back in quickly. They weren't talking about strategy. They had an issue that they needed to care for real quick, and they got it taken care of, so we'll stay. And we'll grab the timeout after the point after he is successful. 55-19. The Rattlers in front, but that score by Jones and the Wranglers are able to tack one on here late. Here's the kick, and it hits the upright, and it's rejected. 55-19. The Rattlers in command. And we'll be back with the wrap-up of the fourth quarter in just a moment. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
Getting the right loan with the best combination of service rates and fees isn't always as easy as pushing a button, particularly for people who don't fit the cookie-cutter approval process. The square pegs, the self-employed, recently divorced, less than perfect credit, steadfast hard workers. At Nova Home Loans, we work hard to deliver real loans to real people living real lives. Nova Home Loans. Together, we've got this.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
I always make sure I have Victus with me wherever I go. Before and after practice, before and after a workout, even before and after I sleep. Victus is the full package when it comes to rest and recovery.
Victus is safe and effective, and that's the most important detail for us. We need our players on the field on game day, and if we're going to continue our winning ways, then Victus will help our players get as close to 100% as possible.
Back into it, everybody. Thanks for being with us on our broadcast of Arizona Rattlers football. Locally on TV in across the valley, KPHE TV, channel 44. And digital channel 44.1, that's LA TV. Here's a onside kick attempt. Karem's a little too high into the stands. That'll be out of bounds. That'll be possession. Rattlers in great field position and a chance to strike again with the young quarterback. KPHE TV, right channel 44. Coach Guy as they approach midfield and digital channel 44.1. That's well with 56 seconds remaining and a 55-point offensive night, and no chance whatsoever for the Wranglers to get back into it. The question here said is, what does Coach Guy do the final minute of this game?
Well, you try to keep it on the ground, or you want to do whatever you can to force them to use their timeouts, run the clock out. But that's why they onside kick, so you can't run the clock out. So they're assured to get another possession. It's just how much do you want to put anybody at risk by taking chances and shots here.
So 56 seconds left, first down. Rattlers at the 9-yard line, and a toss into the end zone. TJ Edwards put it right on the money, and that's a touchdown, Arizona. Catch made, Jeremiah Harris. So 56 seconds left, first down. Rattlers at the 9-yard line, and a toss into 61-19.
Nice corner route, ball out on time.
So 56 seconds left, first down. Rattlers at the 9-yard line, and a toss into
really great experience, but you see the nice catch and delivery, loads and gets it out before the receiver or before the defensive back, Robert Brown Jr. can get there.
Point after is set to go with Ernesto Locayo out of the hold of Jared Harrington, and the kick is into the net. And good, successful. Here in the fourth quarter, our score 62-19. Arizona in front of Northern Arizona, and the kickoff will come up right after this. Stand by, it's Arizona Rattlers football. Stand by.
Getting the right loan with the best combination of service rates and fees isn't always as easy as pushing a button, particularly for people who don't fit the cookie-cutter approval process. The square pegs, the self-employed, recently divorced, less than perfect credit, steadfast hard workers. At Nova Home Loans, we work hard to deliver real loans to real people living real lives. Nova Home Loans. Together, we've got this.
Back in, everybody. Back into the Snake Pit, Phoenix Suns Arena. Floyd Simmons, Cedric Bonner, Joe Pequeno, the broadcast team. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And big thank you as well to Nova Home Loans, official replay sponsor, our exclusive sponsor. Our replay looks throughout our game, throughout Rattlers football broadcasts. That's Nova Home Loans. We thank them for their partnership here with the Arizona Rattlers. Lacayo to tee it up, and the Wranglers will get the ball back. So 52 seconds. You know, obviously a lot can happen in that 52 seconds. How many more kickoffs do you think we'll see in 52 seconds? What's the over-under?
Probably 3.
Well, here's one, the first one. Kick into the end zone. Fielded. Jones looking for some room to run, and he gets shut down at the 15-yard line. Well, Coach Jarnigan going to be a little happier about the coverage on that, particularly with Jonathan Jones and his vision.
Probably 3.
Well, here's one, the first one. Kick into the end zone. Fielded. Jones looking for some room to run, and he gets shut down at the 15-yard line.
We'll see if that pressure ramps up here. And again, tough to stay focused, but with these small rosters, it's not like you're in a situation where you can send a whole new 11 guys out there. You could, whole new 8 dudes. You can't do it. So you got to stay focused and keep playing hard so you don't actually do something detrimental to yourself.
Athey in motion. And a throw over the middle looking for him, and that's going to be caught at the 5-yard line. Good delivery by Walters. And he found his man at the 5-yard line. It goes inside to the 3, and a big
detrimental
play
to yourself.
Athey in motion.
And again.
And a throw over the middle looking for him, and that's going to be caught at the 5-yard line. Good delivery by...
That was an outstanding throw and delivery by Caden Walters. And the reason it was so outstanding is the anticipation and detrimental to yourself.
Athey in motion. And a throw over the middle looking for him, and that's going to be caught at the 5-yard line. Good delivery by... With it. 62-19, Arizona is in front. We're going to break down the game in its totality in our postgame coming up after the broadcast said, but give me 1 or 2 things coming out of the game that you think that Coach Guy is going to be happy with, building on coming out of it. We know he's such a guy he's got so much attention to detail. We know that discipline is so high on his mind. He's going to have a lot of that to say, but what about 1 or 2 good things that he'll be happy about?
I think the intent to impose their will from the get-go. That he's going to be happy about that. You already talked about the discipline things, the attention to small detail that can get you in trouble in big games. He's going to be not so happy about that in times. You went scoreless in the 3rd quarter when you had this thing rolling, and that one penalty kind of shook you into things kind of wobbling off the wheels just a little bit until you had to get it going again.
Snap on the ground, fumbled and picked up by the Rattlers. They'll get a stop right here. The play's still alive. And hey, listen, when you're a defensive lineman, you pick a ball up off the ground like that, you're going to do everything you can to advance that. Josh Gordon with the recovery.
Wobbling off the wheels just a little bit until you had to get it going again.
Snap on the ground, fumbled and picked up by the Rattlers. They'll get a stop right here. The play's still alive. And hey, listen, when you're...
do not want to get anyone injured trying to run a kickback, or a turnover back. Just get on the ground.
He was thinking scoop and score, and he had to cover 46 yards to get that done.
Can't be greedy. Don't be greedy.
Ball at the 40-yard line for the Rattlers. Defensively, again, they get another takeaway, another stop.
And that's just football 101, fumble snap. Right? And so often now we see so many college kids and so many players that don't take any snaps from under center, ever. It's a learning curve that you should have in your toolbox from day one of playing quarterback. And right now it's kind of a lost thing in youth sports, and a lot of colleges never go under center.
I've never understood you're inside the 5-yard line and you're snapping shotgun. That hasn't made a lot of sense. TJ Edwards takes a knee with 29 seconds left. He did back up to the 1-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 2. They're going to give him that. So the offense will have to snap it from there, and they will have to snap it one more time. There was a difference. Well, I guess not. They're holding the play clock at 15. And they're going to say, no need to take another snap. The Wranglers will not argue with that. And we'll tick down the final now. 5 seconds left to play in this one. 62-19. The victory tonight for the Arizona Rattlers as the cannons go off to celebrate a big victory. Coach Guy out on the field, and we're going to track him down here and get some words with him. I see Joe Pequeno has done that successfully. Joe, go for it.
Hey, Coach, get your thoughts on the win. 62-19, very impressive in this one.
Yeah, we had a slow third quarter, but we picked it up there in the fourth quarter. We got TJ some work in the second half. I was happy about that. You know, we were trying to get out of the game at the end, but if they're going onside kick, that tells me they're still playing, so we're playing.
Absolutely, going to put points on the board if need be. So now you've won 6 straight, Coach. How do you feel about your team at this point?
Well, I feel like we're getting better, you know, little by little. So we just got to keep working, you know, taking it a week at a time, and you know, every week it's going to be different matchups, and we got to make sure that we're, you know, we keep our guys healthy and you know, manage our schedule well, and we'll be fine.
And next week, Coach, you head to the East Coast early, kicking that one as you take on Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's going to be a trip. I think we got a Sunday game. Going to miss church, so we'll be at the arena.
There you go, Coach. Thank you. Congratulations, Floyd.
Thank you, Joe. Well, some high octane right there. Even in the wrap up there, Coach has a lot on his mind after a big victory. Hey, listen, set 28 points in the fourth quarter. Big fourth quarter finish.
And led by TJ Edwards, right?
Right.
The question mark was how would he respond all that time? He had plenty of time to get out and get some game action. That is outstanding work by TJ Edwards. 2 rushing touchdowns, a couple passing, and really was solid throughout that game.
Well, I know we're going to talk with plenty of these Arizona Rattlers heroes tonight throughout the course of our postgame wrap-up, which we'll get to in a moment. We'll grab a timeout, everybody, and we'll be going down on the field. Joe's going to talk it up with guys on the roster here in just a bit, and there are some big performances to break down as we get our postgame rolling in a moment. Final score again, 62-19. Arizona has knocked off Northern Arizona, and our postgame wrap-up will commence right after this. Stand by, everybody.
It happened. We got the house!
You did!
2,000 miles away.
We do long distance moves every day.
Pods does all the driving and so much more.
Need extra help loading?
Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
more time? We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it.
Yeah, you did! Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
I always make sure I have Victus with me wherever I go. Before and after practice, before and after a workout, even before and after I sleep. Victus is the full package when it comes to rest and recovery.
Victus is safe and effective, and that's the most important detail for us. We need our players on the field on game day, and if we're going to continue our winning ways, then Victus will help our players get as close to 100% as possible.
If DJ Citizen...
Floyd, thank you very much here with Rattlers quarterback Drew Powell. Drew, we talked about it earlier this week. You guys wanted to come out fast, furious, and you guys get it done on the scoreboard.
Yes, sir. We came out, like you said, we came out fast. Defense played a hell of a game today. You know, they got a few couple plays, but that's a part of the game. Our defense came out and balled, man. They got a lot of turnovers, scored points, and that's all we can ask for. Offense, it was pretty much easy. We just did what we worked on all week.
6 straight wins. This team is upward mobility in a big way.
Yes, sir. That's the goal, man. 6 wins is not the goal. The goal is the end, but we know what it takes to get there. So we're just going to stack them up on top of each other, man, week after week. That's all we can do.
Drew, how about TJ Edwards getting some work in that fourth quarter? How about you playing a little bit of a cheerleader and watching your boy go in there and do some damage?
Yeah, I love it, man. TJ came in, man. I watched, as soon as we signed him, I watched his highlight tape, and I was impressed, and I knew he could ball, so it was just good to see him get out there and be able to do the same things that I saw him do on the film and actually come out here and make plays for us and keep that ball rolling. So he did an awesome job. I'm proud of him.
Drew, you won MVP with Iowa back in 2018. It seems like you're on that course here to possibly do it. Your thoughts in the season you're having?
I mean, this is what the plan was. Honestly, I mean, I worked all off season. I envisioned stuff like this going on. So now that it's here, it's not not big of a deal. This is what I was supposed to do. So I'm gonna keep coming out here every week and doing that.
Drew, thank you for the time. Drew Powell and the Arizona Rattlers rolling off 6 straight wins. This one in dominating fashion.
Thank you, Joe. Good stuff there. And Drew Powell, what can you say about the guy? He got a much-needed, much-deserved break in the fourth quarter where TJ Edwards shined bright, but Drew's the guy that makes this team go, and you saw evidence all night long tonight. They put up 34 in the first half behind Drew's offensive leadership, and obviously the big victory, 62-19. The Rattlers take down Northern Arizona.
I think the biggest thing you said there was leadership, right? Behind his leadership, he's able to get things going, and when things go a little south, you watch him go in that huddle, all eyes get on him, he puts his hand in there, they all touch, and they come out and get back on track. I tell you, he plays extremely in control. Like, he is totally in control of what he's trying to do out there, has a great feel of the game, and he and Kevin have just that symmetrical kind of way to work together where they understand Kevin's such a great play caller. But, man, Drew Powell is outstanding. Let's take it down to Joe Pacano.
Thank you very much, Floyd. Here with Rattlers defensive lineman Josh Gordon. Josh, the defensive line set the tone, coming out fast, physical, and putting Verlon Reed on the turf on multiple occasions.
Yeah, that was definitely the plan. Verlon Reed's a great player. He played here, so we knew we had to focus in on him, and credit to him and the job he does. But like you said, we were able to get after him and kind of early and set the tone for the defense.
Josh, talk about this defense. It seems ever since that Sioux Falls loss earlier in the season, you guys have gotten better every week. The communication's better. Collectively, this unit is really on point.
Yeah, we've definitely been able to grow and kind of mesh as a team. As individuals, the secondary is playing great, which allows us to put pressure up front. So we try to put pressure up front, pressure pick, cover sack.
6 straight wins. My goodness, this Arizona Rattlers football team playing some fantastic football overall.
Yeah, definitely, but we're just taking it one game at a time. We don't want to get caught up in, the streak or whatever. We just want to know every week, and we'll get the job done.
Josh, you and I talked about this. I say when the helmet's off, you look like a Hollywood star. I think you look like Jason Momoa. I think your new nickname is the Aquaman. Am I on point there?
I mean, hey, I won't take it away. I won't take it away. I like it.
There you go, Josh Gordon. He's putting up big sacks on the field, putting up victories for the Arizona Rattlers. And by the way, guys, he's also the newest member of the Justice League, joining Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Thank you, Joe. Joe Pacano down on the field with one of the heroes, Josh Gordon, on that defensive line. We saw him block a kick. We saw him mercilessly harass the quarterback throughout the night tonight. He made a tackle we called out. I think he was the guy that made that. He tackled the guard and the running back as well on the same play. What a nice job by Josh, and fun to talk to him.
Yeah, you could tell the attitude and the fun guy, the live guy, the light guy, keeps it light. But I think he's going to love the new nickname. I mean, how could you not?
Aquaman.
Come on.
No doubt about it. And what would Joe Pacano be without a reference, a superhero reference every now and then? Good job, Joe Pacano, on that. And we've going to throw down his direction in just a second. I do want to say this. What did Drew Powell throw for percentage-wise last week in their victory?
73.6, I believe.
Something like that. How about tonight? 76.9% completions. He was 10 of 13, 2 touchdowns, 106 yards, and he also ran for 42 to lead the team tonight. Joe Pacano is standing by down on the field. Hey, Joe.
Thank you, Floyd. Here with Rattlers center Steven Garola. Steven, once again, this Arizona Rattlers offensive line setting the tone, pushing the chains, and sending the Wranglers back up to Northern Arizona feeling quite helpless.
Man, it feels good to, impose your will on somebody else, man. Even though they're a 1-6 team or 1-7 team, they still came out with some power and aggression. Obviously, we had to break them down, not early in the game, but it took some time, but we broke them down.
Steven, let's talk about this mentality of this great Arizona Rattlers offensive line. Coming in, you've led this unit to the highest scoring rushing attack in the league. You only allowed 1 sack coming in. What's the mindset of this O-line unit every time you step on the turf?
Just being aggressive, every time we step on the field, it's aggressive. Shout out to Coach Connie. He instilled the workload on us, and every week, day in and day out, we're trying to be aggressive and take over that line of scrimmage.
Now, Steve is a Valley native. He played his high school ball at Washington High, played some at Glendale Community College, played some college ball at U of A. So here you are suiting up for the hometown team. How much does that mean to you?
It means the world to me, man. You see my whole family right there, man. It's crazy. It's obviously a dream come true, man. It's not every day you can play for your hometown.
I want to get your thoughts. A couple years ago, you guys came up short in the United Bowl. With this team, the way you guys are playing, if you didn't pull it off and win it all, would this season be a disappointment?
It'll be a bad taste in our mouth for the second year in a row for me. My goal right now is to win the next game and obviously get to the last game of the season, obviously the championship.
There you go, Stunning Steve, the Valley native. He's thinking some bling-bling, as in championship and the gold ball.
We'll see you, man. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Well done, Joe. Thank you for that. And this is a team right here that is just clicking on so many of their cylinders, if not all of them, Cedric. That offense, led by guys like that the man up front, the center, Steve Garolo. He gave his quarterback so much time today. I mentioned Drew Powell was 10 of 13. Listen, the guy off the bench was 3 out of 3 with a couple of touchdown passes completed in that fourth quarter. They don't do that, and they don't throw with that confidence. They don't stand back there and make those decisions, sometimes standing back with protection, unless these guys get their job done up front.
Well, you saw what the other side looked like with Verlon Reed being harassed all night up front, in the middle especially. This dude is such a great anchor in the middle. Garola, inside, I would have loved to have him as my center. I had some great ones, but he is a great center that really takes control and leads that group, playing alongside 2 rookies, doing a great job.
And once again, Joe Pequeno down on the turf.
Thank you, Floyd, here with Rattlers rookie defensive lineman. There he is, the big guy, Mr. Fa'amatu. Dylan, that is. Dylan, I'm going to get your thoughts. Coming out here, your rookie season, making an impact, coming out with a sack tonight. Your thoughts on your rookie year with the Arizona Rattlers?
Well, first and foremost, man, it's just nothing would be possible without God, so I just want to give a shout out to God. But, man, as far as my rookie season with the Rattlers, it's been great, productive. As far as getting me down technically and fundamentally sound, coaches in the program have just done the best job just to get me prepared and mentally and physically prepared to play a game.
And you kind of talk about the coaching staff here led by Coach Kevin Guy. Obviously one of the most intense coaches in the league. Your thoughts on playing for him?
Oh, man. Honestly, I felt like I never left college because, just the culture that we carried at Oklahoma. And same thing Coach Guy instills in the players even here is just all we demand is excellence. Nothing less, nothing more. And doing your job at that as well.
And what's it like to roll off 6 straight wins and to be in the title contention?
Man, honestly, none of that. As a team, we put it in our minds that none of that really matters. We take it every game, week by week, game by game, day by day. We try to prepare the best and be the most prepared team when we step on the field.
Let's throw it back to your days at Oklahoma. In 4 seasons, you played just about every single game. You missed 1 game. Talk about your time in Oklahoma and how durable you were.
Man, my time at Oklahoma, the University of Oklahoma did me amazing. Just the coaching staff as well as the camaraderie that I built there with the players, the team. Like you mentioned earlier, one of my brothers, Spencer Rattler from Arizona, had him out there, had the pleasure to play with him and whatnot. But just as far as the durability and be able to play for them, man, it was amazing to see what it took to be a winner, and just day in, day out, coming to work and just grinding with your team, your brothers, and just knowing at the end of the day the end result was going to matter most.
And it's safe to say you're building that same kind of camaraderie and brotherhood here with the Arizona Rattlers?
Oh, yes, sir, most definitely. Rattlers, man, they're my boys, my brothers, for sure.
There you go, Dylan Fa'amatu. He's building some brotherhood, he's building some wins, and he's thinking some championship power in his first year with the Arizona Rattlers, Floyd.
All right, thanks, Joe. And just another one of the guys that turned it in. In a few moments, we're going to announce the offensive player of the game in our broadcast coverage tonight of the Arizona Rattlers. The big win, 62-19. They've taken down Northern Arizona. We thank you all for being with us. A moment ago said Cedric Bonner, I was talking about the stats. I gave you the numbers on Drew Powell, 13 attempts, 10 completions, just shy of 77% completions on that, multiple touchdowns. His replacement off the bench, TJ Edwards, was 3 of 3, 2 touchdowns. Do you know what TJ Edwards' quarterback rating for the game is?
1,000.
Well, it's pretty good. It's 429. Okay? It's 429. And quarterback rating is always something that none of us can ever get, and there's always different ones. Nobody, it's like, I don't know, nobody can figure it out. But tonight, 429, the guy off the bench in that fourth quarter, that's got to give a little sense of security to head coach Kevin Guy because, you know, a guy like Drew Powell, he's so good. You can ride him to a championship. But if something would happen, and we know, of course, God forbid anything, you've got to have the next guy up. And it sounds like he's got a pretty good next guy up right now.
Well, and I told you when I watched him first time we were here a couple weeks ago doing the game, like watching him in warm-ups throw the ball, I didn't really know, right? I'm watching him. His feet has great feet, phenomenal feet, but his delivery was a little – he's worked so hard over the course of the last 2 weeks. It looks like totally different. The ball's coming out clean. He's moving his feet as well. He's an athletic guy. So I don't think you change much. You have to change much calling your offense, right? It's just about getting those really good touches. And listen, this wasn't a close game. However, in order to keep the ship going the right direction, he had to make the plays that he was called upon to make, and he did exactly that and then more. You know, putting the ball out on time, was perfect throwing, had a couple rushing touchdowns. You couldn't ask for anything more. I think Coach Guy has seen the work behind the scenes. Curtis Chin, the quarterback coach, has seen the work behind the scenes. So he knows that they know that he is getting better and coming along each and every week.
Well, it's a game tonight and a win, a sixth victory in a row for the Arizona Rattlers. A game that was never in doubt from the outset. They scored very quickly early on. The first 3 possessions netted points for them, perhaps even the fourth in that first half. This is a team that really was dominant throughout that first half. The third quarter, a little bit of a stumble, and then in the fourth, they put 28 points up on Northern Arizona just to cap it off. We're going to continue our postgame wrap-up in just a moment, everybody. Final again here from the Snake Pit in downtown Phoenix. 62-19, Arizona's Rattlers with the big win over the Wranglers. We'll continue our postgame right after this. Stand by.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
It happened. We got the house! We did! 2,000 miles away.
We do long distance moves every day.
Pods does all the driving and so much more.
Need extra help loading?
Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
more time. We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it.
Yeah, you did!
Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
It happened. We got the house! We did! 2,000 miles away.
We do long distance moves every day.
Pods does all the driving and so much more.
Need extra help loading?
Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
more time. We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it.
Yeah, you did!
Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
Play outside. Play inside. Play in style all summer long. Talking Stick Resort's summer playcation starting at $109 a night with a $25 food and beverage credit. Also, take advantage of great deals at Topgolf, Talking Stick Golf Club, iFly, Octane Raceway, Medieval Times, and much more. Summer playcation at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
I always make sure I have Victus with me wherever I go. Before and after practice, before and after a workout, even before and after I sleep. Victus is the full package when it comes to rest and recovery.
Victus is safe and effective, and that's the most important detail for us. We need our players on the field on game day, and if we're going to continue our winning ways, then Victus will help our players get as close to 100% as possible.
Getting the right loan with the best combination of service rates and fees isn't always as easy as pushing a button, particularly for people who don't fit the cookie-cutter approval process. The square pegs, the self-employed, recently divorced, less-than-perfect credit, steadfast hard workers. At Nova Home Loans, we work hard to deliver real loans to real people living real lives. Nova Home Loans. Together, we've got this.
Well, hey, we're back in, everybody, as we continue to wrap it up here from the Snake Pit from Phoenix Suns Arena, downtown Phoenix, the home of the Arizona Rattlers, and a 62-19 victory tonight for the Rattlers. Convincing win, indeed, for a team that is right now in first place in the IFL standings, a team that also has the designation as the top pick in the coaches poll as well. The coaches ranking this team the top team in the IFL. We saw a great reason why Cedric Bonner tonight, this Rattlers team was firing on all cylinders, and there was almost no facet of the game that you could kind of really knock on tonight. The Rattlers did it all.
Yeah, I mean, late in the game, they gave up a kick return, so Coach Jarnigan's going to be upset with that. However, it was a solid performance through and through, and starting with both sides of the offense and defensive line. Both sides of the ball, they dominated. Took control from the start. Didn't relinquish that for a long time. I mean, it was tough for Northern Arizona to get anything going on the offensive line. Just relentless pressure and effort. You could tell the Rattlers were dialed in when they came out tonight.
And the Rattlers, by the way, put up 28 fourth-quarter points behind T.J. Edwards off the bench at quarterback. What a great job by T.J., a guy that you would have to give some mention to as we talk now about the game's offensive player of the game. T.J. with 2 touchdowns passing. He also scored a couple of touchdowns. He was 3 out of 3 throwing in limited time. Coach Guy just doing a wonderful job of managing him and getting him ready for the action that he may have to give the team coming off the bench later on in the season. Great job there. The starting quarterback, Drew Powell, multiple touchdowns, 10 of 13 passing, 106 yards throwing, 42 yards rushing. You had Jared Harrington with 50 yards, 51 yards receiving. A lot of that.
And a touchdown.
Jeremiah Harris with 3 touchdowns today. But nothing really jumps completely off the page for you, does it, when it comes to the stats, the numbers tonight?
What jumps out at me is all those guys had the amount of success they had because Jones, Garola, and Thomas up front dominated. Those are your players of the game. Because whoever you plugged in at quarterback, they were going to work because of that offensive line. So those guys, to me, are the players of the game, the offensive line.
Your offensive player of the game tonight.
Players
of the game.
The O-line.
The offensive line tonight
give them some love.
For the Arizona Rattlers. How about Steven Garola, the center, Jahair Jones, and Kenny Thomas at guards for a team tonight that was in domination mode? Is that okay? Can I use that?
Absolutely. 1 penalty all night on that offensive line.
Yeah.
A holding call. And
they did have, by the way, I believe it was 8 penalties as a team. That's
correct.
Something that Coach Guy is going to worry about.
And a couple of those mental errors.
We're going to grab a timeout. One last timeout to go here, and then we'll give our final thoughts and say goodbye tonight.
What would you need to experience life in full motion?
The home of the Arizona Rattlers here tonight, Phoenix Suns Arena. Stand by, everybody, 62-19. Arizona takes down Northern Arizona, and we'll wrap it up for you right here, right after these final words.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
It happened. We got the house! 2,000 miles away.
We do long distance moves every day.
Pods does all the driving and so much more.
Need extra help loading?
Yes.
We got this.
Also might want
more time? We're flexible.
Flexible means you can keep your container longer or store with us. Then we deliver it to your home, across town or across the country.
We made it.
Yeah, you did!
Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
I always make sure I have Victus with me wherever I go. Before and after practice, before and after a workout, even before and after I sleep. Victus is the full package when it comes to rest and recovery.
Victus is safe and effective, and that's the most important detail for us. We need our players on the field on game day, and if we're going to continue our winning ways, then Victus will help our players get as close to 100% as possible.
Well, we're back to wrap things up, say a final goodbye here from our broadcast location at the Snake Pit. The Arizona Rattlers take down Northern Arizona, final score 62-19. Floyd Simmons, Cedric Bonner as well. Well said. Just give me a quick little thing on next week. It's road trip time. Next Sunday, remember this, next Sunday, the Arizona Rattlers will be playing at Massachusetts, at the Pirates. 10:05 kickoff time. That's 10:05 local time here in Arizona. That's a team that's on the rise. That's a team that you have to account for. You cannot go in taking Massachusetts lightly.
No, they've got a really good squad. First year in the IFL, but they're doing a nice job and playing better, right? But you're going East Coast. That's a big thing. You have to travel across the country. You've got an extra day of rest. You're going to need it. You've got some guys banged up. You want to try and get everybody healthy before you leave and go across the country. Tough trip. But if you're locked in and the preparation is what it's been for these young men, and they take that across the country with them, they'll handle business.
Thank you, Sid. Our next home game will be 2 weeks from tonight, July 24th, and it's the Sioux Falls Storm. Big game on the horizon, and we invite you to get your tickets right now, Ticketmaster, or go to the Arizona Rattlers website, azrattlers.com, and get those tickets and get ready for a big matchup in 2 weeks. I want to thank our broadcast team, led by our producer, Derek Simmons, our director, Bob Hammond, our technical director, Dustin Simmons. I want to thank Caleb Bushi, our outstanding graphics coordinator as well, doing a great job as always. And a big thank you to the rest of our team as well. Our broadcast team, I want to thank Joe Pequeno on the sidelines, and in the booth with me, Cedric Bonner. My name is Floyd Simmons, and we invite you back in 2 weeks for our next broadcast coverage right here, for more Arizona Rattlers football. Again, the final score tonight in a dominating finish, 62-19. Arizona takes down Northern Arizona. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.